It is 2 in the morning. You are lying in the dark, physically exhausted from a 14-hour workday, yet your neurological hardware refuses to power down. Your brain vibrates with an inescapable, low-grade anxiety.
You assume you simply failed to wind down. You attempt to solve this insomnia by scrolling through content on your phone, assuming physical stillness equates to biological rest. You are mathematically incorrect.
You are actively firing a high-voltage optical signal directly into your nervous system. By exposing your retina to artificial screens after sunset, you are mathematically convincing your biology that it is solar noon.
To reclaim your sleep architecture, we must dissect the precise microscopic anatomy of the human eye and treat light not as perception, but as a highly potent biological drug. At the back of your retina lies a hidden network of photoreceptors called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, or IPRGCs. They are entirely disconnected from your conscious visual system. They act as highly calibrated biological light measurement antennas. Inside these cells is a highly reactive photopigment, chemically known as melanopsin. Melanopsin is mathematically tuned to detect short-wavelength, high-energy visible light at exactly 480 nanometers. This is the exact wavelength emitted by the blue sky and every LED screen you own. When you sit under overhead office lights or stare at your laptop at night, your melanopsin cells scream in blinding activation, firing a massive electrical signal. This signal travels down the retinohypothalamic tract, entirely bypassing the visual cortex. It plugs directly into your brain's absolute master biological clock. This is the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or the SCN. It mathematically commands your circadian rhythm, cellular repair, and hormone synthesis. When the SCN receives this high-voltage melanopsin signal, it mathematically registers that the sun is directly above you. It assumes with absolute certainty that it is the middle of the day.
The master clock immediately sends a chemical order to your pineal gland. A complete biological lockdown is initiated. The synthesis of your sleep hormone, melatonin, is mathematically terminated. It is nighttime on your clock, but it is solar noon inside your nervous system. You cannot sleep because your biology is actively defending your wakefulness. Mainstream advice tells you to turn off screens 15 minutes before bed. This is biologically illiterate. The damage has already been done. Because your SCN believed it was daytime, it actively pumped cortisol, the primary stress and wakefulness hormone, directly into your bloodstream to keep you alert. Hormones are bound by the strict laws of pharmacokinetics. It requires approximately 120 minutes for your liver to metabolize and clear a cortisol spike from your blood. If you look at a bright screen at 10 p.m., your blood remains saturated with waking hormones until midnight. You are caught in the lux trap, paralyzed by a lingering chemical daytime signal. To eliminate this insomnia and protect your sleep architecture, you must execute a ruthless, uncompromising environmental override. You must deploy the Lumen Protocol.
Rule number 1. Optical geometry. In evolutionary history, the setting sun drops toward the horizon. The suprachiasmatic nucleus is highly sensitive to this downward angle of incoming light. After sunset, you must establish a strict horizontal light boundary. Turn off all overhead lighting.
All active light sources must exist strictly below eye level to mimic sunset geometry. Keeping light below the horizon starves the highly sensitive melanopsin receptors in your upper retina, signaling to your brain that the sun has effectively set. Rule number 2, the Kelvin shift. Physical lamps are only half the equation. You must mathematically restrict the color temperature of your digital screens. Standard monitors operate at 6,000 Kelvin. This is the exact optical equivalent of daylight, actively suppressing your pineal gland.
You must force this number down. Configure your operating system or use third-party software to lock your display below 2700 Kelvin after 8 p.m.
This software override completely strips the high-energy blue wavelengths from the screen. Your monitor becomes mathematically incapable of triggering a melanopsin response. Rule number 3, absolute intensity. Lux is the clinical measurement of light hitting a surface. Your corporate office provides roughly 500 lux of intensity.
After 8 p.m., your environment must not exceed 50 lux. Install physical dimmer switches. Starve your retina of optical intensity.
To account for the pharmacokinetic half-life of cortisol, you must initiate this dimming protocol exactly 120 minutes before you intend to sleep.
The biological lock is broken. Cortisol clears. A heavy, neurochemical wave of melatonin violently floods your central nervous system exactly when you need it.
By starving your retina of high lux and short wavelengths, your nervous system resets. Your sleep architecture is completely protected from digital intrusion. Your circadian rhythm locks into place. You execute deep, restorative sleep. Rule number 4, the morning anchor. To mathematically validate the nighttime darkness, you must aggressively anchor the morning.
Within 30 minutes of waking, you must step outside and view raw, natural sunlight. Do not look through a window.
This massive influx of high-lux optical data mathematically restarts your biological clock for the day, cementing your circadian rhythm.
You have successfully hacked your optical geometry, restricted your color temperature, and anchored your master clock. Your insomnia is eliminated. But none of this circadian alignment matters if your very first meal of the day is actively spiking your insulin and destroying your metabolic energy. Click here to discover the brutal neurobiology of the morning glucose crash. Learn exactly how your standard modern breakfast is mathematically destroying your afternoon focus. And discover the exact nutritional protocol required to engineer unbreakable cognitive endurance.